Hello beautiful naps, welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to be talking about transactional relationships versus transformational relationships, and because it's June, why not do a rainbow look as well? Because yes, and rainbows. I'm going to start out, I made the mistake. I didn't put contacts in. Okay, I am back. I can see again, and I realized I need to buy more contacts. Do I want to do primer today? Not particularly. Let's get to dabbing our foundation on. The reason we're talking specifically transactional relationships today is because I've noticed that a lot of people are getting on a lot of people who are not the same gender as them. And I was trying to think about how to reconcile that and how to create a culture that is more inclusive to both sides without making people feel like they are not good. Obviously, I am one person and I am not a professional, so at the end of the day, this is just my musings. I'm gonna set this with some setting powder. Beautiful. While I was thinking about this whole idea that like people from a gender other than yours came from an opposite planet, like you can never reconcile, they're just a completely different culture, all of that stuff. I was confused as to how we got there, but then again, I guess it's because we've been separated from each other so long. Like there's been so much talk about just how we're different, so at a certain point we just kind of trust that the other is different than us, which is tricky because there are so many cultural tendencies that happen that make us different, but it's not necessarily how we are at our core. I talked to my hubby about this a little bit too because I wanted his perspective on it. And so we talked about how for him, he's mentioned like when he wants to be a friend to a woman, he often finds that the relationship either is just looking for sex, which women can say the same thing about trying to have a relationship with a man that's platonic, or it's too emotional, which I think maybe has more to do with his like cultural upbringing than men specifically. Oh, contour, by the way. I'm using my Hoola by Benefit, I think. Contour. Blush. Ooh, do I want colorful blush? If I'm going for a full rainbow look, I should probably have a colorful blush. I don't have a lot of blush. So if you look at people who are born in other cultures that are outside of like the American culture system, or even like subcultures within that, like if you're looking at like the Latinx community or the like Black community or the First Nations community, they all have different views on what like the masculine role is, especially when it comes to like emotions. Besides like the cultural differences in there, there's still not a good way to like bridge the gap and talk about how to make the relationships between men and women better. For blush, I'm gonna use the James Morphe palette. This one has more peaches and pinks, which is why I'm going for it. I think I'm gonna use that one. Yeah. Oh yeah. And actually using this in like a blush appropriate spot instead of like that one time. Then I stumbled on transactional and transformational relationships. Highlight. Guys, I have a problem. I have palettes that I never use but I still keep because I think maybe someday I'm gonna use them. Screw the Aurora Lights palette right now. I'm going to use that bluish one because I remember that one actually has pretty decent. I'm gonna do that fancy tapping thing that Nikki Tutorials does. I'm gonna hold the brush really far away and just, we'll see. So a transactional relationship, which is what I think is being pushed for most people currently, is one that you have a clear thing that you want from the other person. And so your relationship is based on obtaining that thing for as little effort on your part as possible. So in a lot of the case, that would kind of be sex. Usually transactional relationships, there is this almost request from one side of the party to the other side of the party to make it easier, make it better for the first person. Like you want something out of it, whether it's money, whether it's sex, whether it's status. You are going into the relationship desiring a specific outcome to better yourself with as minimal effort on your part. That's where the culture of catcalling comes in. Because I mean, like, you're either expecting the compliment back or you're expecting something to come of it. And a genuine compliment at the heart is given from somebody genuinely wanting just to share their appreciation for something another person is doing or is, or yeah, you're sharing appreciation, right? Catcalling is not effective as a compliment form because you're not sharing genuine appreciation. You're giving something, your compliment, in order to then receive something back. And obviously I am speaking from the perspective of a cis female, so I can only speak from what I have experienced and noticed. But these are just my thoughts, and as always, I'm not a professional, right? The Artistry palette, right? Yeah. Morphe by James Charles. It has lots of rainbow colors in it. Again, not buying new makeup right now until I start making a better wage again. So we're expecting things, we're getting things from other people with as minimal effort on our part, which is creating a really shallow relationship based on nothing except for your perceived wants and desires without really understanding how those would benefit. Oh, I didn't use the actual brow stuff in my thing. Sorry, now I'm using brow stuff. The NYX Mascara color. Oh, that's the French. NYX Tinted Brow Mascara. You're not really looking at the other person's wants or needs in that. You're just trying to get to your desire as quickly as possible, which is tricky and not a good way to make friends. At least not long-lasting friendships that have depth and such. Now that my brows are done and pretty cute, we're gonna go into transformational relationships. Now, transformational relationships are open-ended. There's not an expectation, and there's not an expectation other than that you're going to like give something into the relationship. You are going to help feed the relationship. Okay, well, we'll start with purples. I'm using the dark purple. I'm gonna pack it onto the lid. So with the transformational side of stuff, your goal is to just feed the relationship and not expect an outcome, because we're kind of taught to like network, use friends. I think the thing a lot of people have problems with is those tend to not understand that your network is not just filled with people who are willing to be used for your business purposes and not as a friendship anymore, because it usually happens that those friends then become less like friendship based and more business based over time, and it kind of feels like it's muddied your friendship, you know? Oh no, fallout. Oh, I'm gonna have to. Okay, well, we're gonna clean that up, I guess. So transformational relationships are not using your friends like that, not trying to get something out of them. Like, it's one thing if you're talking with your friend and you need a solution and you're genuinely looking for a solution, but you're not asking for a solution, and the friend offers to like help you with something. That is the friend feeding the relationship. But if you are just looking for something and you have not built up rapport, it can be really tricky. And I think there's varying levels too. There are friends who would do a lot of stuff to help other friends. Starting out with that, I'm gonna need some more brushes, man. It's gonna work. I'm gonna use the lighter purple right next to the darker purple. Oh, this is a horrible brush to do that with. Fluffy brush? Fluffy brush, be my friend? So when we are in situations with people, it is important to create transformational instead of transactional relationships. It's important to have some transactional relationships in your life so that you can do certain things, but you want to make sure that you're not just using people. It's not all just for you, you know? So it's like the core of what that transactional relationship is. Like, there's businesses that have really good customer service and actually care about what their customers want, versus the businesses that are basically just in it to take your money and that's it, you know? Like, you know when a business is doing that and when a business isn't. So the same thing goes for relationships too. You can think about relationships like one big business. So I guess one of the key things that we can think about is, are we advancing ourselves, or are we trying to create an environment where we can mutually advance each other? I'm gonna do this pretty blue here that I really like next to the shiny blue. I will put color names in the descriptions. And I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna go underneath and maybe above the purple. So when you go into a relationship and you're trying to advance yourself, you kind of know. And just so you know, transformational, you also tend to like get something out of that friendship, but it's more about the journey rather than like the short-term goals or like the singularity. Oh, there's so much fallout on this eye. Not even funny. I don't know how I feel about this. So much fallout. This one I wiped, that was a mistake. If you start out like you have a transactional relationship and you want to transform it into a transformational relationship, here's some steps you can take. I'm gonna use this light green. You can go into the relationship without expectations. If they talk to you, they talk to you. If they don't, they don't. It's their choice and it's okay. It sounds easy enough, but so many people get caught up in the like, what comes next of it. The other thing is, in order for that to work, you gotta be real with a person. So you actually have to go in with that intent, and then you have to be your genuine self. So I'm going in with the like only yellow with the palette, which is right above the green. People can tell when you are being genuine to who you are and when you are not. Not only is it very apparent when people are being real or when they're being fake, but you also kind of get a better sense of if the relationship is going to be something that you want to continue. These are all matte colors, by the way, in case you don't have this palette, but you want to do stuff with it. This is all matte. Trying not to get a bunch of fallout in my eye. Be real with people, understand who they are, get to know them for who they are, and when you're asked questions, don't shy away from them, you know? Like, you're allowed to be who you are too. Okay, so now I'm going in with some red. And the next thing you want to do, once you've established that your intentions are good and solid and like actually wanting to fulfill the goals that you think you want, and you've been real with the person, you also need to set up boundaries and protections for that relationship. So you need to make sure that if they're telling you secrets, that you're keeping those secrets. And if they're telling you things about themselves that not a lot of people know, that not a lot of people continue to not know about them. If that makes sense. You know, we're gonna go underneath, we're gonna fix all that. Let's do shiny. So I did my red color and everything, and now I'm gonna get back into the Take Me Back to Brazil palette, because it's like all shimmer, right? And I'm gonna do mostly like this top lid and just kind of have fun with the shinies a little bit more, keeping the crease kind of matte still, and then maybe I'll go in and pop out right under the brow. Creating trust can be really difficult too, depending on the person that you're talking to. I'm gonna use the shiny purple right on the end here. Some people have a higher level of trust with others, and some people are a little bit more open. If you're talking to somebody who has like a history of people letting them down, hurting them, it's gonna be harder to get them to talk and get them to open up. And that is gonna be time, you know? You don't start talking about somebody's trauma when you first meet them unless there's some reason why that would come up naturally. Like if you were at an event that is for people with trauma. Okay, I'm gonna use this shiny red here. Yeah, that one. Now, shiny yellow for the corner. I think I'm gonna use this bottom one. Yeah. The fallout is getting worse. Go in with the, do I want to do orange underneath? I'll do a little bit of orange. I'm gonna do this one right above this bronzy color. I'm gonna do the one that kind of blends it into the corner a little bit. And another key thing about creating these transformational relationships is you have to be a little bit uncomfortable. Because in order for other people to share, you should share too. Like, it is a give and take, not in the transactional way of I'm giving you this so that you give me that. It's more of a give and take. to build trust. So like, here is some part of me that I feel comfortable, but also is a little risky for me to talk about. But like, the way our relationship is established, here is something that I can then gauge how the rest of our communications go and see if we have common ground on. So yeah, ooh, I'm gonna use this really pretty dark blue here. I kind of like this though, this is cool. Okay, and now I'm gonna use this green right there, yep. And I'm keeping everything pretty, like all of the shimmery colors contained to the lid as much as I can. And I'm gonna use Flashing, which is the silver shade. Brow bone it up. Where's my base? There's my base. Okay. Use a little brush to touch up all of this fallout and try not to make the fallout situation worse. Can we fix that now? Oh, that's so much better. Okay. There we go. I should probably powder that too. Eyeliner. I'm gonna start not quite my waterline, like actually just my lash line. I'm gonna keep my waterline for some color. I've got that black there. I'm gonna do the same thing over the top and make a nice wing. Okay, here we go. That eyeliner done. So I did my little hook because I got, you know, my my hooded eye thing going on. I'm gonna go in NYX Professional Makeup, Slide On, Glide On, Stay On, and definitely a Turn On Waterproof Extreme Shine Eyeliner. That's a lot of words. In Glitzy Gold. And I'm gonna take this in my waterline. Okay. Ooh, okay, no, I am gonna use regular mascara for the lengthening, volumizing stuff. And then the edge of the mascara, I'm gonna go in with Too Faced Melted Gold, Liquefied Gold lipstick, or lip gloss. And I'm gonna go over the edges with it and just kind of make it look really cute. I'm going to try this. We'll see how this looks. Then I'm gonna go just over the tips of it. No lip service here, honey. We're just serving the looks. Kind of worked. A little bit. Looks a little clumpy over here. And now, I'm gonna use some CoverGirl metallic lipstick in 555, otherwise known as Don't Tell. It's like a black and it's got shinies in it. Come on, show me the shiny. Stop focusing on my face. Focus on the black metallic lipstick. All right, here is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if there's anything that you think would help bridge the gap between all the genders, because I think we could use a little help in that. You know, perspective, ways to address stuff. Drop it in the comments. Let me know. Also, hit this like button down there if you liked it. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more, and ding the notification bell if you actually want to be told when I post videos every Thursday, just in case you're wondering. I hope that I will see you guys here next week. And naps, don't forget to make your relationships transformational and not transactional, to make the world a happier, better place. I hope you guys have a good day. I'm gonna go watch some TV now in full rainbow regalia. Happy Pride, everyone. All right, bye. And don't forget, naps. Go out and enjoy your day, okay?